Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here, I'm Abby and I will be guiding you through this practice today. So this one is going to be powerful, it's going to be strong. We're going to really focus on building that strength. So often in Vinyasa flow classes, we do this kind of one breath, one movement, which I absolutely love. I love that kind of practice for kind of flowing with the breath. We have got a little bit of that today, but we're also going to be holding. And by holding the postures for a little bit longer, this is where the change happens. This is where we start to really get into what this posture should feel like, or, should feel like for our bodies. And also we start to build that strength and we get that muscle memory, and we just get a little bit more time to get into it, and it may burn a little bit. So obviously throughout this practice, taking those breaks whenever you need to. But yes, I think we'll get started. So grabbing your props, anything you might need today. I would always recommend having a block. It's always useful. Don't worry if you haven't got one, but we will get started. And we're going to begin today in child's pose. So coming down to your mat and I'll meet you there. Okay, so we're going to come towards the back of our mats. If child's pose really doesn't feel good for you, of course, take another starting posture. We want somewhere where we can allow the body to start to relax. If you're coming to your child's pose, walking the hands down, maybe the knees are wide, maybe we take a little shuffle from side to side, and then gently easing the forehead down in the direction of the mat. And we start just by taking a few moments to ground down. And the temptation often can be, especially if we've come to a class because we want that little bit more power, that more strength, the temptation can be to either skip this beginning part or maybe skip the end, the Savasana. So just notice if you have a tendency to kind of lean towards that. And as always, without any judgment there, just notice maybe why we do that. Do we struggle in stillness? Maybe we're just rushed today. But this first few moments of our practice, so valuable, so beneficial. This comes before the physical, this comes before the asana, in terms of both timing, but also in importance. We take a few moments to just connect to our breath, slow the breath, and then also just ask yourself, how are you feeling today? We work with our individual energy levels each time we come to the practice. We come with no expectations. And we appreciate wherever we get to today, and make sure in every moment we are really moving intuitively and we are honouring our bodies. That is the most important part. Okay, taking a few more deep breaths. These last couple here, using the exhales to release through shoulders, head and neck, to find a little bit more ease. Final breath. And then from here, slowly, let's roll into our tabletop position. So sliding the hands underneath the shoulders, bringing the knees underneath the hips. We're just going to start with a few circles today. So easing slightly into the wrists, grip the mat with the fingertips. Let's go 3 one way. Just go as far as feels right for you. And then 3 the other. And then we'll meet back in this neutral position. Let's start to ease our movement into the breath. So take an inhale as we lift the sit bones, lift the chest, drop the belly. Exhale to reverse. Taking a few rounds of your cat-cows here. Make these as big or as small as you feel you need to or you would like to today. And just start to ease into the body, feel into all those maybe little clicks, little niggles. Last couple. And then in your own time, making sure that you finish the round that you're on. Never rush your breath to kind of match what I'm doing. Always, always let your breath be your guide. But when you're ready, let's come to meet in this neutral position. From here, tucking the toes under, we're getting this kind of little burn, not little, we'll get this burn started. Straight away, we're going to come into this hold. So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we hover the knees off the mat. Rooting down through fingertips, shoulders above the wrists, engage. When I say engage through the core, it should naturally start to switch on. We're hovering the knees just a couple of inches. One more deep breath. Take an inhale and then exhale, downward facing dog. Start to ease the hips up and back. And then find in your movement here. So maybe it's that pedal of the feet. Maybe it's the shake of the head. We might already be feeling a little bit or a lot of sensation through the quads, through the arms, through shoulders. Take what you need. Remember, any time throughout this practice, taking a moment to pause, whether it be to rest the body or to reconnect to the breath. Take that time to reset. On your next inhale, let's come high onto the toes. Gaze shifts forward. As you breathe out, soften the knees, take a few little steps. We'll come to meet at the front of our mat. Feet come to hips width. Lift the chest halfway, breathe in. Exhale, soften into your fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, root to rise. Roll in all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up at the top. And then come into Tadasana, release the hands. One breath. Deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, chest lifts halfway, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plant the hands. We're going to step it back to plank. Lowering the knees down, we're going to lower through our chaturanga or modified chaturanga for the count of 5. So we lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, roll it back, cobra or up dog. And then exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths there. Again, you can stay with movement or stillness. We're going to go for one more round just like that. You can lower down for that count of 5, either on the knees or the toes, whatever feels like it's most beneficial today. When you're ready, inhale, come high onto toes. Exhale, knees soften. A few steps or a little jump, come to the front of your mat. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Lift all the way to standing. Reach the arms up. Exhale, take a moment, one breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hips back, chest forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, come through your high plank. And again, we lower for 5, so knees or toes, elbows in if we can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, your back bend, lift the chest. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Listen to your breath. Let the breath once again tell you where you need to be. Last one. Okay, inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, knees soften. Step or a jump, top of your mat. Breathe in. Fold as you exhale. Root to rise, come all the way to standing. Tadasana as you breathe out, hands by the sides. Again, just take one deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Uttanasana as we inhale. So either hands at heart center as we bend the knees or arms lifted. Chair pose. Lovely. You can have the big toes touching or feet hips width. Roll the shoulders back. We hold here. We've got that little tilt of the pelvis and the bend through the knees. So what we don't want to be doing is kind of sticking the bum out, flaring the ribs. Maybe we go a little lower. Last breath. And then take an inhale there. As you exhale, you're going to start to straighten the legs and then reach the arms forward for a halfway lift, but we're holding. If it feels a little bit too intense with the arms out, bring hands to heart center or hands to hips. Push the hips back, breathe. Nice, try and find that parallel line, that straight line through the spine. We hold, last breath. Breathe in. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, chest lifts halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, a step or a jump. This time just moving straight through your vinyasa, whether it be through knees or through chaturanga, we lower. Inhale for cobra or up facing dog. And then exhale to downward facing dog. This time, inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to bend into right knee, open into the hip space. Hold in there. See if you can keep the shoulders squared as we encourage that right knee up towards the ceiling. One last big breath in. And then as you breathe out, right foot towards right thumb or as close as we can get. You can always give it a hand. Spin the back heel down, warrior one as you inhale, reach the arms up. Lengthen through sides of the waist, roll the shoulders back. Hold in there. Maybe we go a little bit lower. Any niggles at all in the back knee, we can lift the heel if that feels better for you. Roll the shoulders back, last breath. Inhale to lengthen the arms. Exhale, hands come down, frame that right foot, send it back. Option to vinyasa there, through knees or toes. Even though we're not doing that lower down for the count of 5, be slow in your vinyasas. Don't rush through them. Let the breath guide you. Downward facing dog. Left side, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale to bend into that left knee. Now this time, again, we're trying to keep shoulders squared. We're trying to push down through the hands, push the chest back, and then lift that left knee up so we get that stretch through the inner hips. Hold it there. Take a big breath in. Exhale, look forward, left foot steps to the top of the mat. Maybe spinning the back heel down. Inhale to rise, warrior one. Take a moment to arrive into your posture. So again, we've got a little bit of time here. So maybe we bend slightly deeper into left leg. Maybe we roll shoulders back. Gaze can be slightly up. Active through the back leg as well. Push down through the pinky toe. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Hands come down, we step it back. Again, maybe vinyasa. We lower on the exhale, nice and slow, and then inhale to come into your back bend. Open, pull shoulders back, and exhale waves us back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, come high onto the toes. Exhale, knees soften. Step or a jump, top of the mat. Lift the chest halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, that chair pose. So either hands at heart center or arms lift. Squeeze down. So again, little tilt of the pelvis inwards, a roll back of the shoulders. Strong through the legs, last breath. And then inhale, come all the way to standing. Release the arms by the sides. Whew, breathe out. Take a breath. Let it go. One more round like that. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend into the knees, hold in there. Notice how this feels in the body. Notice any sensations. If we need to shake it out, we just shake it out. Last breath. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, once again, hips back, arms forward. Straighten through the spine as best we can. Holding it here. Again, arms, biceps by the ears is going to feel probably like the most challenging. Not necessarily, but definitely for me. You can bring hands to hips or hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, we plant the hands, a step, a hop or a jump through your vinyasa. And we come back to that downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend into that right knee, open into the hip space. Inhale, this time square off the hips, and exhale, look forward, right foot towards the right thumb. Spin the back heel down or keep it lifted, rise up, warrior one, breathe in. Let it go. Breathe in to lengthen, push through the back pinky toe. Breathe out. Last one. Let it go. And then take a big breath in. As you breathe out, warrior two, open the arms out wide, roll the shoulders back. And again, think about squeezing into the glutes to open into this hip space. Roll the shoulders back, strong and lengthen through the fingertips, through the arms. Hold in there. Deep breaths. Last one. As you inhale, slowly start to flip the front palm, send it all the way back. Reverse your warrior. Option there is to come onto the right toes for a little bit more. You could also bind left hand towards the right thigh. Lengthen through right side body. Maybe that gaze goes up. Holding it there for one more breath. See if you can go a little lower into that right leg. And then if we lifted the heel, release. Inhale brings us back to warrior two. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Step it back. Option to vinyasa there. And again, we try our very best to keep those slow with the breath. Downward facing dog. Left side, when you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale to bend into left knee, open into the hip space. Inhale, square hips. Exhale, left foot steps towards left thumb. Warrior one or high lunge as you breathe in. Holding it there, 3 breaths. Roll shoulders back. Maybe starting to feel a little bit warmer. Again, use this hold. Even though we're working into the body, we're working into the muscles, slow the breath. Take an inhale to lengthen. Warrior two as you exhale. Taking your time. Again, we've got time today to really arrive into these postures, to kind of really hone them into what works for us. Take the cues that you feel like really work for you. So the pushing down through the back pinky toe, the bend into the left knee as much as it feels kind of good to, or as much as we'd like to. The squeeze of the glutes, this one is a good one to really open into that hip space. And then strong through the arms, gazing over that front middle finger. Okay, let's take an inhale, flip the palm. Reverse your warrior. Again, option to come onto left toes. Try and resist the urge to straighten the left leg. We're building strength there. Unless, of course, you want to give it a shake out, give it a shake out. Option to bind, hold in there. Last breath. If you lifted the heel, lower it down. Come back through your warrior two, breathe in. Exhale, framing that left foot. Take it down, step it back. Option two, vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. This time option, we're going to be here for a couple of breaths. You've got 2 options. You can come now to your child's pose. If that feels like it's going to be a really good place to be for you, go there now. Or we come into our dolphin. Lower one forearm, lower the other. As always with your dolphin, you've got the choice to keep the arms parallel. For some of us, it's going to feel better to connect the palms. Notice how your shoulders feel and do the one that works for you. There's absolutely no perfect form for any of these postures, so make them work for your body so that you kind of want to keep doing them and so that they, again, are beneficial. Maybe you walk the feet in a little bit, see how that feels. You're trying to still, think of downward dog with the position of the chest. You're trying to push the chest back. Really strong here through the shoulders. Also getting that stretch as well. If we can, 2 more breaths here. Wherever you are, start to ease your way into your downward facing dog. So either coming onto the hands, coming from your child's pose, take a deep breath in, open mouth, sigh it out. Inhale high onto the toes. Exhale, knees soften, a step or a jump, top of your mat. Lift the chest halfway, breathe in. Exhale, fold. We're almost there. Inhale, Utkatasana. Find your chair pose. Bend through the legs. Bend through knees. Reach the arms up. Again, sit back. Last one. And then inhale. Ooh, standing. Exhale to release the arms down. Let's take a moment to pause in our Tadasana. A roll back of the shoulders, maybe a shake out there. Give the hands, the wrists a little break. Maybe close the eyes. Reconnect to your breath. Become aware of, again, those sensations moving through the body. Notice the areas that feel good. Notice where maybe we want to kind of give a little bit more to, either today or work towards in the future. And again, just be grateful that you made it here. We've got this far. Okay, take another breath. When you are ready, last little bit here today. Take an inhale, reach the arms up, open the eyes. Exhale to soften and fold. Inhale, chest lifts halfway. Exhale, plant the hands down, a step or a jump back. There is space there for a vinyasa if you would like it. Coming back to your downward facing dog. From there, take a big breath in. Let it go. And then inhale, come forward, high plank. As you exhale, we're going for a left side side plank. So you roll onto that pinky toe of the left foot. You've got options, of course. You can stack the feet. You can lower the bottom knee. Or today, for 3 breaths, you could have a go at hovering that right foot. Try and lift the hips. One more breath. Looking down towards the mat. If you've got the back foot lifted, keep it lifted. See how, if we can do this transition. Right hand down, and then everybody meet in a 3-leg dog. So that right leg goes up towards the ceiling. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, fallen triangle. So you're going to thread that right foot towards the left pinky finger. Maybe spinning on, or definitely spinning onto the big toe side or the full back foot. Again, you've got the option to lower the right knee. Lift up, squeeze through the glutes. If you want a little bit more there, you could hover the right foot. Deep breaths. Last one. And everybody look down towards the mat. Left hand lowers. Come onto the toes of the back foot. Inhale, sweep the right leg up high. And then exhale, lower it down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rolls the body forward, high plank. Exhale, vinyasa, lower. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, takes us back to downward facing dog. Take a breath. Let it go. Inhale, rolls the body forward, right side side plank as we exhale. Right hand, pinky toe side of the right foot, or right knee lowers. If we've got the right knee lifted, you've got that option to play around with maybe lifting the left foot. Lift the hips, squeeze. Last breath. And then looking down towards the mat. If you've got the foot lifted, maybe have a go. Left hand comes down. That left foot stays lifted. Take it up high. We'll all meet in a 3-leg dog there. And then exhale, fallen triangle. That left foot threads in between and comes towards the right pinky finger. Then we lift the right arm up, coming onto that full back foot. Squeezing through the hips. And again, you've got that variation of sliding the left foot towards you and maybe hovering, oh, shaky, the left foot. Deep breath. Last one. And then everybody as slow and controlled as we can. Lower the right hand down. Take that left foot back. Come into your downward facing dog. Maybe a vinyasa here. Inhale, rolls the body forward. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, meeting back in that downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Look towards the top of your mat, come high onto the toes, soften through the knees, take a little step, hop or jump, Malasana. Feet come towards the outside of the hands, maybe giving the wrists a little shake out and maybe easing from side to side. And then come into stillness in your Malasana. Remembering you can always pop a block underneath you, you can prop underneath the heels. Notice where you feel this as well. So for me, the ankles, this is where I really struggle. It might be there for you, it might be the shins, it might be the hips. Just again, just increasing the body awareness, just notice. Lift in the chest, hold it there, one more breath. We're going to have a go at coming from here into our Savasana. So maybe you use the hands, or maybe you reach the arms forward. You try and lower the bum down with control, and then we lift the legs, we lift the chest. A little roll back of the shoulders, we hold it there. Again, we're holding today, so your options are stay where you are. You could lower hands and toes, or you could reach the arms and legs up. Try and keep the chest lifted, try not to dome into the back. Feel into all those lovely little shakes. Breathe in there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Lower the feet down to the mat. Take a little sway from side to side. Maybe taking the arms behind you. Actually, that might feel quite nice just to ease through the hip flexors that have just worked hard. And then let's begin to slow it down. We'll start with Paschimottanasana, so taking the legs out in front. Flex the toes there, kind of come a little bit forward. You can always come to seated on a block as well. See if that helps you in terms of getting that lean. You could also bend the knees here. When you're ready, deep breath in to lengthen the arms up, and then exhale to reach forward. Maybe grab in the feet, the shins, the thighs. Take a few deep breaths, allowing everything now to soften down. Allowing the breath to return to a slow, steady pattern. Couple more breaths, see if you're holding on any tension, using those exhales to find ease, to find softness. Taking one last breath. And then as you inhale, start to roll the body up. Come to seated. Come into our seated twist. So Marichyasana, so popping the right foot over the left, doesn't matter which side we really do. And then taking the hands behind, the right hand behind. You can either hook the left arm around, or you could use the elbow. Take an inhale to lift the chest, exhale to soften into your twist as far as you would like to go, to feel just the right amount of stretch. Slowly switch sides when you're ready. Unravel, take right leg out, pull left leg in, left hand behind, wrapping that right arm around, or using the elbow as a little leverage. One last breath. And then we unravel, give the legs a little shake out, bringing the soles of the feet down to your mat, and maybe just making sure you've got a little bit of room behind you. We're going to reach the arms forward. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, start to roll back as slowly as you can. We hold when we're almost at the bottom. If we can, come up a little and hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Take the arms out wide, just take a little sway of the knees from side to side. Take a moment here before we come into our Savasana today for any final wiggles, stretches or postures that your body needs. Is there anything that you feel would be really, really beneficial in order to help you ease into stillness? Then whenever you're ready, grabbing any layers, get really comfortable. Releasing the arms out to the sides, create space for the shoulders. Allowing the legs to fall wherever feels natural. Softly close the eyes. Taking a moment of appreciation for the time that you took today, this time to come onto your mat, this time for your self-care, for your well-being, both physical in terms of this strength building practice today, but of course also for taking just a little bit of time out for our minds. Give yourself permission to now completely rest, to relax. If you have time, please do stay in your Savasana for a little longer. If you would like to move on with your day, either draw your knees into the chest, rolling onto your side, take your time. We'll come to meet seated, any comfortable seated position with the eyes closed, finding that nice tall spine. Relax the hands down, take a little wiggle, a roll through shoulders. And then we bring the palms together at heart center, take a bow of the head. We end with one final big releasing breath together. So when you're ready, inhale through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Bringing the thumbs to the space between the eyebrows, the third eye. Give it a little massage. Ending practice full of gratitude, of thanks for ourselves, our bodies, and of course the incredible practice of yoga that just allows us to come here and to take this time to create this space, this awareness. When you're ready, opening the eyes. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for that one. Hopefully you feel a little bit warmer. Any comments, please do let me know. And as always, it really does help me, if you enjoy these practices, to subscribe and to be notified when I do a new one. But yes, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, your week, wherever you are, and hopefully see you again here soon. Thank you.